Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Spencer from My Paint Miniatures, and I am back with my kill team that I made from Station Forge. I had a couple questions of friends I know and things like that, and a comment as well recently that want to know the build quality and everything like that. How did the paint sit? How did it prime? Things like that. So just make you aware, Station Forge, obviously make all different types of ones, but you got to keep in mind they still have to kind of be implementing the actual team. So like my Ultramarines here, three of them had bolt guns on the kill team anyway, and then the other three had some sort of pistol and melee variant, which, as you can see, kind of blends really well. First of all, came with the bases. Those were included when I bought them. Mine, you had to break off the actual sprues. Some of them are already pre-bagged, pre-broken off there, and just bagged separately, even labeled, depending on who's selling them. As for mine, I actually didn't mind breaking them off and stuff like that. It was kind of almost entertaining and therapeutical, I would even say. I don't know why, it was relaxing. But the good thing about these are they're a good starter if you don't want to get into Games Workshop, for instance. Though I will say kill teams are around anywhere between 30 to 40 pound. And Station Forge, you're looking at a team usually for around 15 to 20, depending where you could get it from, and postage, things like that. So keep that in mind. These are more affordable to get into and just to start, and you can still use them. You might not be able to use some of them in tournaments and things like that, so you got to be wary of that. But if you're just playing against friends and learning, most people are welcome to let you use almost anything, as long as it kind of like, as long as you're not saying this guy's walking around with a bazooka and he's clearly running around with, you know, a power fist and a las pistol, so things like that. But yeah, anyway, they came with bases. They were all primed. I primed them white. Sorry, no, cancel that. I primed them all black, and then I did a dry brushing of Wraithbone white, and then I did all these different types of contrast paints and stuff like that. The detail on them is quite good. I'm quite happy with the way they've turned out, even though they did just bring out that new starter set with the new Marines out now. I'm kind of like, oh damn, I really want to get those and the Plague Champions. Anyways, I'm going to keep this video short and simple, as short and as simple as I can actually get it. What I'm going to do is quickly as well, I do apologize, I'm just going to go into the comment section here where I was asked a couple of different things. Someone was looking to get into the hobby, stumbled across the Station Forge on Etsy, was wondering if it's worth it. Was asking a bunch of questions like, do they come with bases? Yes, they do. Did you need to prime them? I always suggest priming everything, otherwise you never know how the paint's going to sit and stick and react to it. So no washing was required. I think some tutorials say you could wash these and stuff like that, but there was no, like, I didn't have to use any sort of water or anything like that. I just literally cracked on, opened, build them, and then primed them, painted them, and they were spot on for that. But yeah, I'll give you guys a closer look. Obviously, this is my commander, so he's running a lethal 5, a lethal 5 weapon of melee. So obviously the power fist worked out quite good for that. Oh, autofocus on this camera is so rubbish sometimes. I do apologize here. Hold on, let me come back and then come back. But there you go. You can see all the dark lines and everything that I've done. He came out quite good, to be fair. I had a bunch of stickers left over from Games Workshop, so put one of those on there saying Ultra. But yeah, quite happy with him. Be the back of him as well, I guess. I promise you guys, as soon as I get enough money together, I will buy a better freaking camera that will focus, because this camera, to be honest, this camera's dated. I've had it for ages. Autofocus just doesn't seem to work. What I could do is focus it myself, but it just doesn't. Then you can't see them at certain distances, I guess. See all the detail in them. They're quite easy to paint, these ones, because they're quite a big unit. Especially when you compare one of these to one of these guys. These are the new drop troops, alright? The size difference, oh my god, crazy. And then obviously I've also just painted these as well, which is, there we go, my mandrakes, my drop troops. This is my drop troops, so you can see the size difference in between them too. Quite happy with the way the drop troops came out. They look quite good. They were a pain to paint, to be honest with you, because of how tiny they are. I think if you're starting into the hobby, this is the mandrake. Well, one of them. These were actually quite simple to paint, believe it or not. With it, regarding of how small they were, I kind of kept the colors kind of simple and like standard to what looked like on the box. I don't really follow the colors per se that they tell you to. I kind of just look at the box and then kind of grab some colors that I think will kind of look good. That's Games Workshop quality. The quality are good. And like I said, most people let you use them, not even worry about it, things like that. So I'll show you a couple other ones. This one, I don't know how I feel about the face yet. I've done the eyes, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think this eye is a little bit, I don't know, could use some work. Lots of detail on them though. They look quite good. And they're not too much taller than on the tabletop either. So you could use these as just like the other Marines and stuff like that. It's not going to really affect your gameplay at all. And like I said, there is some cool looking Station Forge models. Some people actually prefer them over the Games Workshop. The bases were done with just a little bit of fake snow, and then I just kind of put a little bit of gray on top and then dust it with Wraithbone white, and it kind of just adds that gravel effect. So quick, simple. I took like no time to do the bases. I didn't care for the base on these that much compared to if you look at all the stonework and stuff like these were a pre-bought base for my drop troops, but I added a little bit more to them, kind of make them kind of stand out. So you can do a lot. Depends on how quick you're trying to get them on the table and stuff like that. Overall, I think Station Forge is a good alternative to Games Workshop. They are a bit more affordable and stuff like that, and they are really easy to paint. And who knows, this might be you branching into the Games Workshop or like Warhammer in general, things like that, and then you might end up getting some Games Workshop stuff, but you might have a little bit less stress painting these. Games Workshop, you're like, oh, I spent a lot of money on these. These are like I bought like 10 of these for just about £20. So it's not too much money. If I mess these up, then okay, it sucks. You know what I mean? But I could experiment different things with these, like especially because I had the other units as well. If I want to change out different units, I haven't ended up painting the other ones as of yet, because they just haven't been required. So at the moment, I just haven't painted them. But to answer all the questions, prime them. I didn't clean mine. Break them off the sprues if you get them from this from someone that actually kept them on the actual unit itself. They're easy to glue together. I use gel glue, so instead of Games Workshop glue, which kind of melts the plastic and morphs it together, I used a gel glue, which worked out very well for these. No issues at all with gluing them. They're really sturdy as well. They're not gonna break or anything like that. And yeah, painting them was quite a breeze, to be honest with you. This was quite a simple paint job, to be fair. I didn't do anything kind of extraordinary. Oh, excuse me, extraordinary, anything like that. The only thing I haven't done yet, which I will eventually do, is do some highlighting. So like on the edges and stuff like that of the pack, and wherever shadow might not be, and then I'll do some highlighting on them. But overall, I think Station Forge is a good alternative. If you're thinking about trying them out, definitely give them a go. You can see what they look like fully built, tabletop ready. I've used them as well. I played I think a game or two with them, and they've been a blast. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Any other questions, feel free to comment below on this one as well, and I'll get back to you. Don't know what I have planned in the channel's future at the moment. I'm still learning to paint, still thinking of content to bring you guys as well. Thought about even videoing gameplay, things like that. Still don't know what I'm going to. At the moment, I have tons and tons of terrain to paint. I got the Hive Storm box, as you guys probably have seen in my last video, and I have all that terrain to paint. So, and the problem was I bought that when I had the drop troops to paint. My buddy Andrew bought the Vespid because we went halfsies, and so I didn't have to paint the Vespid luckily, but I had the drop troops, and then I seen the Mandrakes came out in their own box, so I bought the drop troops, well, the Hive Storm box and the Mandrakes all at the same time. So I wanted to make sure I got those all painted and done prior. And then I'm looking at another starter box, like I need it, like the other Space Marines and the freaking Plague Champions. It's like, why do I do this myself? I don't need them, so why? I should just hold off. The new Orc box, though, that is going to be coming out in a different starter box of some sort. I'm definitely picking that up. I want another chance to redeem myself on Orcs. Like, don't get me wrong, my Orcs came out quite good, but basically what happened was, long story short, I overbased it. What is this, a turkey? I overprimed them. They came out all right, but I did it a little bit differently. Next time I will show you my Orc commander, to be fair. He came out, I mean, let's just back these up. I'll show you the size difference between an Orc and a Space Marine, at least on station, I think. quite almost similar in size. But yeah, this was my orc commander. Came out all right. Don't get me wrong. I'm quite happy with the way it came out, but there was just a lot of different things that I've learned and techniques, and I would just wish I did it differently. But I think you'll always feel that way as you learn and kind of mold yourself to be a different, better painter and things. You find things out that you could have done a little bit differently. So, anyways, this video has went on longer than expected. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. And any other questions, just drop them below. Anyway, stay safe out there, guys. Happy Halloween and happy gaming. Take it easy.